Teddi Mellencamp says I'm not a effing liar, Ken. Plus Teddi dives deep into the text messages you didn't see on RHOBH. Teddi Mellencamp is laying it all out in her Bravo blog this week. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star details everything we know so far about the dog drama. Teddi is also including some text messages that weren't shown on this week's episode of RHOBH. In fact, on Twitter Teddi claims to have even more and will release them after producers give her the green light. Tuesday's episode of RHOBH ended with us believing that Teddi was one big liar. However, she says that's not the case. If you remember in her Bravo blog last week, Teddi admitted that her hands aren't clean in this mess. Teddi also revealed that she said some pretty shitty and mean things to LVP's employee John Blizzard about Dorit Kemsley. As you see in the trailer for next week, I am not clean in this mess, and it starts to be revealed. I say some crappy and shady things to John Blizzard after he tells me a dramatic story that LVP wanted me to hear at a time when Dorit and I had high tensions. But it all begins with Lisa Vanderpump, and I'm realizing she's using me as the fall gal. But that's not a hit I'm going to take, Teddi confessed that, and as Teddi predicted last week, Ken Togg left out certain parts of those text messages he read to LVP. Which is why Teddi is showing you the other half of the conversations that were miraculously left out. So, let's break down Teddi's blog. John Blizzard called me to tell me the dog story at Lisa Vanderpump's request, knowing that Dorit and I were in a bad place. He tells me that Dorit would not call Lisa Vanderpump back and that Lisa wanted to text her Teddi knows in an effort to get her to respond, Teddi explains. As you see, confirmed in the scene with me and LVP on tonight's show, LVP indeed did text Dorit, Teddi knows. Teddi then admits that she did agree to be a part of this setup in the beginning. She even points out that she wasn't allowed to tell Kyle because they wanted Kyle to find out at Vanderpump Dogs. Yes, I originally agreed to be a part of this mess and asked John Blizzard to have the dog there. I wasn't just going to bring it up out of thin air. They wanted to make sure I didn't tell Kyle as they wanted her to find out in person, Teddi says. Teddi reveals that the plan was set up in a very specific way, so when she arrived at Vanderpump Dogs and LVP told her employees stock, she knew some fishy was going on. There were a lot of calls and texts as the Johns, Blizzard and Sessa, figured out the plan with LVP, and I waited for her instructions. I knew things were not as they seemed that day at Vanderpump Dogs, which explains my hesitation at bringing the dog up. Please rewatch John Sessa's reaction when LVP says stop. That says it all. LVP was not playing to the scenario she had set forth, Teddi admits. It wasn't until dinner in the Bahamas that Teddi knew 100% she was being set up, but she admits she had an inkling to it prior. When LVP started with the Teddi was gossiping stuff, I knew that this was all being twisted in my direction. We see in the scene with Dorit in the premiere episode that LVP was already laying the groundwork for this, Teddi explains. Teddi confesses that she's pissed off at herself for participating in something that was designed to hurt Dorit, especially considering the dog in question is happy and healthy. I am now angry at myself for going along with something designed to hurt Dorit, especially when the dog's well taken care of. I am also angry that LVP would play against my hard feelings with Dorit. That is why this has become about something other than the dog. Had Vanderpump just admitted she was upset with Dorit and wanted the story out there, this would all be put to rest, Teddi confesses. Adding, as I've said continuously, I am not innocent in this. I fully accept my fault in everything that has taken place so far. I show a cropped version of one of the texts to the group in tonight's show. It was the easiest way to show that specific part. Now you can see the full thing. Teddi also says that LVP lied about not communicating with John Blizzard because he runs many of charity events. Lisa says again that she doesn't speak to John Blizzard or even have his number. He runs Vanderpump Dogs charity events, Teddi reveals. This is another lie that makes no sense. Especially when the below text proves that she and Ken had constant contact with him over this. To wrap, Teddi takes a jab at Ken Todd and hints that there's more to come that proves Ken and Lisa's involvement. In the text, make note that Blizzard says LVP jokes to him that I should adopt the dog. Ken can call me a effing liar all he wants, but I think he's projecting. This text is just one of many that show Lisa and Ken's involvement. Continue watching, I promise the full story will be revealed, Teddi wrecked. My head is still spinning on who's lying and who's telling the truth. My gut is telling me one thing, but I'm waiting until I see more to make up my mind.